New Waupun man is in custody after a chase on 151 today. Fond du Lac sheriffs say a deputy watched a vehicle behind him cross the median just north of Highway 49 and drove into oncoming traffic. He continued that way for about half a mile before pulling to the shoulder and attempting to self-correct. After taking the exit onto South Frontage Road, the suspect continued for several miles before ultimately pulling over. They say he reached speeds of 130 miles per hour. The driver, a 23-year-old, was taken into custody on several charges, including operating while under the influence.